Hey guys, this is Keith Kalfas, and I'm excited, and I hope I see you at the 2021 Entrepreneur Academy live event in Novi, Michigan this fall. I love going to Brian's events because Brian sets the bar high. He has really high standards, and the event creates an environment that breeds excellence. If you come there, if you haven't already been there, it's like being around a huge mastermind group of friends, and there's a space of trust where you can talk about things in your business and get advice and knowledge and make life-changing decisions that you can take home with you and implement in your business. I've seen people grow year after year and make huge changes. With that being said, the speakers that he's having come on stage to teach, and you're going to learn about growing your business, scaling your business, legitimizing your business, safety stuff. You're going to be so glad you came.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys. Good morning. Well, today we got a podcast interview for you guys. I know you guys are always excited about hearing what's working for other folks in the industry, from lawn care to landscaping, from down south, from Florida to Texas, all the way up to Michigan and towards the Northeast. Well, today we are joined from the East Coast. We got a returning guest. We got Cameron Errington here with Maryland Roots LLC. Cameron, welcome to the show. How are you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, it's been about, maybe 3 to 4 months since we first had you on the show earlier this spring, or?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. How's things going for you in the meantime?
Everything's been great. We've had a great year. Right after I talked to you, actually, like coincidentally, probably, I want to say it was like within a couple weeks, I told you that I had just gotten a second truck last fall. Mm-hmm. And within a couple weeks after that, my old truck got in an accident and it got totaled.
No way.
Somebody pulled out in front of me, and I swerved to miss them and missed like plowing right into them and went down to a ditch. Truck rolled up on its side. Could have been a lot worse, but it was still totaled.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that kind of I was good. Everything was good. I got right out, fortunately. But yeah, that kind of went, my second truck that I was trying to, have 2 crews this year, that kind of went down the drain. But
whoa.
It's still, but we still had a great year. Could not have asked for a better year. We've been booked out 8 weeks since March. So,
wow.
I mean, even without the second truck, it's been just on fire. So
wow.
I can't complain. But I just actually, this past week, I've been looking for a truck to replace that one ever since it happened. And truck market's just been so crazy. And you see stuff come up and it just goes within a couple of days if you don't jump on it. So finally, another truck that I had kind of been looking for popped up. And it's a 2004 3500 with a little dump body on it. And it came with a plow.
Wow.
So I waited, for the right one, and it came up, and then a bonus snowplow at that. So that will add, a whole nother thing. Yeah.
Wow.
So, everyth's been great overall.
I was going to say, it's fun getting mid-season updates from all of you guys that listen in, and how's the season going, right? A lot of us are, we got another couple of weeks, maybe a month or two of the season to kind of button things up right before the winter. And it's nice getting these little check-ins. And Cameron was on the show. Like I said, it probably was April, May, June. It was, time.
Yeah, it was March or April, somewhere back then, because I got in the accident the end of March.
Wow.
So I think I just talked. Yes, it's been I know it just flew by. This whole year has been a blur.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 6 months.
I know. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. There's a saying with parenting, right? The days are long, but the years are short, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it's also. I feel like the guy or the girl who said that was also a landscaper, because the days are long, man, but the years just seems to fly by, and the older you get, I'm telling you, it's just like peeling years off the calendar, like it's in a movie, It's just
right.
It's crazy because we blinked our eyes and 6 months later goes by, and but it's one of those things where I can almost remember like what I did every day. But then, like you said, you take a quick snap of your fingers and the season's already wrapping up, So
I know, it's wild.
I love it. It's crazy. Well, the one thing I do like with having lawn and snow is that we do kind of button up lawn and then we transition to snow. And that way, for us personally up here in Michigan, we don't get totally burned out of any part of the season.
Sure.
I was just actually talking to my guy, Rob, because one of my employees, he was saying that he's like, man, can you imagine doing this year round down in Florida? And I said,
yeah.
I said, I think I'd like making the money, but I said, I don't know if like those guys ever really get a break, And so, because we were both talking about the Florida heat and a couple other things. Anyway, it was just an interesting conversation. Well, let's do this. I want to take a quick second here. I'm going to get a sip of water. I want to, I've actually been doing a couple podcasts back to back, but I want to dive a little bit more into your story, hear more about the truck, hear about business expansion, maybe employees, what you got going on. Yeah. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors. And then before you guys know it, we're going to come right on back and hear a little bit more from Cameron Errington with Maryland Roots. Let's check it out.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to shovel. I don't even have a snowblower. Nobody to plow me. Oh my God, the neighbors suck. They don't help. Oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to L'EntreprenneurAcademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The Snow Plowing Training Course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. L'EntreprenneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs, plus there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit L'EntreprenneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
All right, Cameron, we're going right back to you. I want to get as much as we can and add some value to these young guys and girls out there that are growing their companies and, slaying dragons just like you. So before we go all the way down the rabbit hole, can you do me a quick favor and let's back up because we have a lot of new listeners to the podcast, through the year and through summer. So maybe not everybody got to catch up on your first time that you were on the podcast earlier this spring. Can you give us like the 2-minute highlight reel of like where you're at, where you're from, what you got going on, and what your business looks like today?
Yeah, so I am a 25-year-old woman. I live in Southern Maryland. I run a lawn and landscaping company that I started in college that I just continued once I graduated. Started out just cutting grass, pulling a little trailer and my mom's lawnmower around with my Jeep Wrangler I had in high school. And fast forward 6 years later, I have 2 trucks, a dump trailer, enclosed trailer, 2 mowers, a tractor, and 2 guys that work for me full time. And, we're just rocking and rolling and taking it day by day. So
that's awesome.
Everything's good. And yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say before we dive down the rabbit hole? What would you say to maybe there's to the female audience out there? There's so many of them that, believe it or not, there's a lot of like ladies involved in our industry and more every day, which is awesome. I mean, you don't need to be, some honking, 200-pound brute dude to, plant or mow or anything like that. And
No.
You're a great example. I get people asking me questions all the time. I'm like, well, go look at Cameron. She's kicking butt. What would be some, some encouraging words or advice or suggestions you would give? Maybe there's a young lady out there. She's 17 to 20, 25 like yourself, and she's trying to make a name for herself. Any suggestions that you could pour into her really quick while we got you?
I would just say, honestly, like, don't care what people think. Because like, I can remember when I first started doing this, I got a lot of like people, guys and girls, of all ages, like, that's what you do? You have a landscaping company? Like, how do you do that? Like, and they just didn't really understand, didn't really take me seriously. And when I first started, I was like, I would say a little bit self-conscious about that. And I was just kind of like, oh, maybe, it got me down. And then like, as time went on, I'm just like, you know what? No, like, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm learning just like everybody else, and this is what I want to do. And so I just stick with it. And honestly, just people have nothing better to talk about. So
Sure.
If they're talking about you, then they're just unhappy with their own life. So,
Yeah.
Just stick with it is really all it is. Whatever you want to do, whether it's landscaping or, anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
guys, men, women, anything. You can do anything that a guy can do. And,
Yeah.
as long as you have a good work ethic, it really does not matter what you do. So,
Boom.
yeah, just stick with it really is just the main thing.
No, that's great advice. I mean, just dropping the microphone there, it's like I heard somebody say success comes down to how bad you want it, go get it. Like that's it.
Exactly.
Like, how bad do you want to go get it? Guy, girl, doesn't matter, or whatever you identify with. Okay, just go get it. Like it's not that hard. No. Yeah. Let me ask you this. And I'm asking sincerely. Did you have any background in college or going to like horticulture? I thought you did, but I can't remember.
All I studied in college, I majored in business. I got a business administration degree.
Okay. Cool.
And I kind of just like I said, I just started cutting grass. It wasn't like I had a background in it at all. I just liked being outside. I like working outside. And then I took a job at the naval base here, which was like a desk job, like a assistant, like administrative assistant type thing. And I just hated sitting behind a desk. I was doing side work outside, cutting people's grass, laying mulch, whatever. And I was just like, I feel like I'm wasting my time sitting here working all day when I could go cut like 2 yards and make what I did all day sitting here,
sure,
wanting to lose my mind. So it's like,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It was just like, I get the benefits of it, and I get why people do that. And obviously I was at a lower position, but like still, I just couldn't imagine. I'm 18, 19. I'm like, I do not want to sit here for the rest of my life. I really don't even want to sit here for the rest of the day.
Right.
But
right.
So eventually I left the job and just started this full time, and I was still in school full time, and just kind of went after it and
just hustling.
Made mistakes, learned from them, and just kept going.
Yeah. Well, let's go to. Well, I appreciate the backstory there, because like I said, there's a lot of folks that are new to the show, and if you guys are new to the show, it's all about lawns, lessons, life, and we're always trying to help you guys grow a more successful lawn landscape business. Sometimes you get me ranting, sometimes you get some great guest interviews. Like those are usually the ones that add the most value, because for me personally, I just love hearing like other people's story, and then like hearing other people's they call it like success story, like how they're making it, and it's nice to know like I'm not the only crazy person out here like swinging my sword trying to figure this out, So well, let's go back to, so when we last caught up in the spring, you had a couple guys working for you on one truck. So did the first truck get totaled, or did you buy the second new truck and then Okay.
Yeah, the first one. The first one that I started the company with several years ago.
Wow.
It was just like super unfortunate. We had finished working one day, and we got done a little early. It was like 3:30, and I needed to run down to the dump to take the trash, just like a normal day.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran down about 10 minutes from my house, and I'm on the way back, and I'm coming up to this, like, it wasn't a blind turn, but like you needed to make sure you looked like the people who were turning out. I mean, just like any turn. And they acted, they looked like they never even saw me.
Wow.
And I got about probably, 20 or 30 yards away from the street, and they pulled right out, and it was either I plowed right into them or I swerved to get away from it. And yeah.
Wow.
And that was it. Yeah.
That's
so it was just super
crazy.
disappointing, but I was glad that I came home before to get the trash, and I unhooked the enclosed trailer, because if I had that hooked up, I would have went, tumbling through that field like no tomorrow. But
wow. Yeah, that's
yeah.
I was at an intersection once, and there's a guy that, like you said, just run of the mill Tuesday afternoon. I don't even know, just normal friggin' day. And this was like a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. And some guy comes around this whole turn. If you guys know where I live, in Pontiac Trail and West Park Road, there's this really awkward, like jut out intersection. And I was about to turn south onto West Park Road, and somebody was going north on West Park Road, and there's this really awkward curve or bend. Well, I was actually coming from the Walled Lake side, if you guys know this crazy Y intersection, to go north, and or to go south actually. And this car comes whipping around, jumps down like the ditch, like goes down the ditch and then rides up this ditch because it kind of juts out. And he like literally Evel Knievel'd his truck. And I just jumped on the gas and, launched forward about 30, 40 feet. If I didn't, he would have plowed right through my enclosed trailer.
Oh,
like I was watching this happen slow-mo, and I'm like,
yeah.
Holy cow. Like, and then you go like try to tell somebody the story, and you're like, dude, you can't even like, you don't have the vocabulary to describe like how crazy this would have been. Right. And, when you're talking about your story about having the enclosed trailer hooked up,
it's kind of,
it freaks you out a little bit, So, wow.
Yeah, it does, Yeah. Cause I just think about how bad it could have been, but I'm thankful that it wasn't. But,
Amen.
But yeah, I lost the truck in the process. So
what did you guys do in that meantime? Did you have the second truck and you were able to retool, or what did the next couple months look like?
So honestly, I just got this new truck, new to me, last week. And so since then till now, we've had one truck, and it's the new truck that I got in the fall was the 2017 F250. I think it's a 250, not a 350.
Okay.
And it's a single cab. So it was going to be perfect for, having an additional truck to be with one trailer because you'd have two people in it. So we've sat 3 across in this truck all summer. And the two guys that are working for me, they're both really good sports about it. Like, they don't complain at all. We just kind of laugh about it, and it's fine.
That's
but
awesome.
It's just like, oh my God. Like, my other truck was a 4-door. Like, it was perfect for what it was going to be doing. Like, the new truck was being perfect for what it was going to be doing. But no, we've just been so busy and, just make the most of it, and it's fine. And like I said, we've had a very, very good year, so I can't complain. I think about, what would have been like if I had that second truck, but you can't think that way.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, I've had a great year, and I really have no complaints. So
what did losing that truck make you have to do? Because we all have these perfect plans, right? And we're like, man, if I do this and this, and then like you think it's just going to go this way, but then a huge wrench gets thrown into your plan. Did that make you get more creative, more resourceful? Like what were you? What did you have to do?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that was really different was then I was going to be able to have 2 people mowing all week rather than Wednesday through Saturday, and I wouldn't have to be there. And then I would be with somebody else doing landscaping jobs with the other truck, because I would have 2 trailers, 2 trucks going 2 different directions basically.
Okay.
And so now it was just more
juggling.
I guess juggling and just more driving for me. And I would take them here, go start this job, go get the rock or go get the mulch, whatever we were doing, bring it back, dump it, go back out and get plants or whatever it was, and then for mowing, we were just all three of us were together all day rather than just, 2 people mowing and then still doing landscaping jobs like I had planned. But, this coming year will be, knock on wood, hopefully different because I'll have this other truck, and, that plan that I wanted to do will actually come to fruition. So
yeah. Good for you. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what you said you guys have had a great year, and it sounds like a record year of growth. And I know a lot of folks listening in, believe it or not, behind the scenes, like most of us are doing pretty well with the green industry. Like I talked to so many of you guys, and business is booming, never better. There's less folks doing what we do, and charge those premium rates, guys. Like raise your rates like crazy. I mean, I heard Troy Klug say the customers don't determine our rates. We as an industry determine our rates, because the customer, they want the work. They're willing to pay whatever. I mean, Liz and I, like, we just hired a new cleaning person. Our other person was like cleaning, but like not cleaning. She wasn't like a professional. She was just a girl that was doing it on the side. Well, we hired a new cleaning guy, and he's going to bring his girls through, and they're going to start cleaning. And but the owner came through. He's this 40-year-old dude and super nice guy. And he's like telling us like $120 a week to clean the whole place, like 2-person team, and probably take about 2 hours, right? And he goes, yeah, like we're at 120 for a couple hour clean, start to finish. And Liz and I like look at it. He goes, is that okay with you guys? Like, is that fair? And we look at each other. We go, absolutely. Like, honestly, the dude could have said 150, 175. We don't care. Like, I honestly, we just can't get anybody to come in and clean and, answer the dang phone. And so any which way, like some of you guys are like, man, I don't know about going up $5 or $10. Like, charge an extra 50 or 100 or 20% more. And honestly, you'll get it. And honestly, like in this like day and time, everything's going up. I mean, we all see the gas prices going up. We see everything going up because of, things we already know. Yeah. Without getting into it. So, you have to raise your rates, because even if you just raise them, you're still going to be making, even if you wait till next year and you raise, all your mowing prices up or whatever, you're not going to be making much more, but you're going to be keeping up with the times because everything's going up. I mean, materials going up, gas, everything, so you have to stay up with it, and don't be afraid to,
charge people what it's worth, because if not, you're just going to be losing money when you think you're doing somebody a favor.
That's money right there. That's that.
Yeah.
We if you guys don't know, we've got the rate adjustment letter on Entrepreneur Academy. Like, you can download the template, fill in your stuff, email it or mail it out to your customers. That's such a great point, Cameron. Like, if you're not raising rates, you're automatically going backwards. And you're like, well, I don't want to raise rates. I love my people. They're good customers. They're my legacy customers. I've had them forever. Look, I get it, but you need to take care of, what do they say on the airplane? Like, put your mask on first, and then you can put on the person's mask next to you.
Exactly.
Like, if you don't raise your rates, you're getting stolen from by inflation. Just period, case closed. 33% of all US dollars were, printed in the last 18 months, guys. So when that money's starting to flood the market, and we just got an email from, I think it was Western or Boss, whatever it was, a couple weeks ago. Like, their rates went up 11% on all plow parts. I saw Josh Sutton dropped an Instagram video, like a screen record of an email from Site One, and they were just bluntly honest. They're like, hey guys, it's beyond our control. Like, fertilizer costs are up 300%. This is up 200%, 12%. PVC piping for sprinklers and irrigation parts, that's all up through the roof. Like, if you just keep taking these little hits, and I always say it's not the 2x4 that hits you across the head that takes you out of business. It's the death by 1,000 paper cuts. You got to recoup these costs. So, Cameron, what's working for you guys? If you guys had such a banger year and things are going really well, what can you contribute the most success for your company to help these guys out?
Honestly, what I've heard the most this year is that people do not respond. They don't call back. They don't show up, or they show up and then they don't send a quote. So it's just really the follow through and, showing the person that you actually do want to work and you're there, because people will pay. I mean, they want this stuff done. And, we've seen, obviously 90% of us have seen such a boom in the last 2 years since COVID happened.
Sure.
And, people are wanting stuff done, whether it's in landscaping, or they want, a remodel done on their house, or they want a new deck, or they want a new roof, or whatever. Anything in the home service industry is just booming. So people will pay. You just have to follow through, and you have to call back, and you have to send them the quote within a timely manner, because other people aren't.
Right.
So you have the opportunities. The opportunities are there. Opportunities are there in any industry right now. People want to work.
Right.
So,
right.
Without getting too political, it's there. I mean, it's just is what it is. People don't want to.
Sure.
So if you want to, you have the opportunity to make, a really good living.
What's your best way of following up with customers? What do you guys do when from somebody calls you the first time? What's the whole sales process look like for you guys?
So a couple different routes. If somebody reaches out to me just on the phone, of course, I see what they need, set up a day and time, what works for them, go out, take a look, come home. Within at least 4 or 5 days, I'll send them back the quote.
Okay.
If they reach out to me over our website portal, where they can go on and make a whole client portal, send me a request, it comes right to my phone. As soon as I get that notification, whatever I'm doing, I'll just stop, take a second, 2 minutes, and go call them, because they appreciate that, because they literally just sent it to me. And 90% of the people are like, wow, I literally just sent that like 30 seconds ago.
Right.
And they appreciate that, because it shows that you're, prompt and you want to work and you're ready to, meet their needs and all that. So I would just say, just like, take that 2 or 5 minutes real quick and reach out to these people and just follow through, because these people want stuff done, and, there's plenty to do.
Yeah. Let me just to interrupt you really quick, because that's huge. That's actually really, really good. And I know somebody right now is in their truck or mowing grass and they're screaming, I don't have time. I got to mow. I got to get the lawns done. The rain's coming. Look, I totally get it. So here's a suggestion. And this is what I found works best for me is I get back with everybody in depth, right, between 5 and 7 p.m. in the evenings, just like most of you guys. But here's the deal. Cameron made a really good point. You don't have to solve all their problems on that first, soft touch. You can email them back, say, hey, I got your email. I read through it. I'll be back in the office at whatever time or whatever date, whatever you guys decide, and say, to follow up with you more on this, I just wanted to confirm that I got your email. I just wanted to confirm I got your call, your text. And by the way, so following up with everybody, there's an old saying, in a sales book, it says the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So it's okay to get a voicemail, listen to your voicemail when you're shuttling between lawns, call that customer back, or even just shoot them a text message. Maybe not call them back, but shoot them a text message and just say, hey, got your voicemail. Me and my guys were out mowing. Thank you for the inquiry. I'll be able to follow up with you this evening once we're done with our regular route. And that way, like, two things happen. One, they know that you responded and like you're a real person and that you're showing interest. But then number two, and this actually kind of relates to many stories that you guys have heard Paul Jameson talk about. Number two, it stops them from dialing the next person. Right. So if you guys are like, oh, dang it, I didn't get the bid. Well, because you didn't call them back till 5. If you don't touch base with them in the beginning, if you don't touch base with them at 5, they already call 3 more people and they're going to get that job or that lead. But if you just shoot them a quick email back or a call or a text and just say, got your message. We're interested. We'll get you some info. Let us call you back at 5. They're thinking immediately. They pull the e-brake. They solve that problem in their mind. They got a live one, and now they're going back to their screaming kid or their corporate job that's got a webinar in 10 minutes, right? So
yeah, and it's really just communication in general. It's like I've submitted quotes to people, and I'm very detailed with what we're going to do. I explain everything. If it's a landscaping job, I'll send a drawing and all that. And I've had people tell me that they're getting several quotes. So like, okay, I know that's great. That's what most people would do. To compare prices. But then I've had people tell me, even though you were probably mid-range of what the quotes that came in, but we went with you because you communicated what you were going to do. You gave us the timeline of when you're going to be there.
Wow.
You were prompt in responding.
Yeah.
All those things. They were like, we would rather go with you because, you communicated that to us. We might have been able to save some money if we went with the other person, but they haven't really been very good at responding. We finally got the quote back 3 weeks later and yada, yada, yada. And that just doesn't sit well with us.
That's
so,
huge.
Even if you have competitive prices, and you think, oh, am I charging too much? Just charge what you need to make to do the job and communicate. And people appreciate that. I would appreciate it when somebody comes to give me a quote. It doesn't take 3 weeks and they get back to me and they say, hey, this one we can do it. Hey, but we're 6 weeks out. Like, I just want to make sure you know that. But here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. All the things.
That's all.
Yeah.
As you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, like, let me ask you guys this open question. Just you guys, I can't hear you guys, but just think out loud, right? If you had 2 options, right? 2 contractors. One was moderately priced and they didn't get back with you, and then one was a premium price, but they at least got back with you, right? Like they communicate. Which one would you go with? You're shopping on price, no doubt about it, but are you shopping more on service? Right? Like, I would pay a premium if that guy called me back or gave me updates or shot me a text message, right? And you know why I know that's important? Because anytime you guys buy something on the websites of any website and it says track your order, punch in your cell phone number, everybody punches in their cell phone number because they want to get notifications and updates. You know it's going to take 5 days from FedEx, UPS, Amazon, whatever. Pick your company, pick your website. But just having notifications and touching base and just updates just sets everybody at ease. And it's like, at least what the schedule is. My builder, we're about to build a home, and he's like, look, I'm all about communication. He goes, if you ever have questions, call, text, email. If you have any concerns, call, text, email. There's so much money in like the last 10 minutes of what Cameron was just dispensing for you guys. I really hope you go back and re-listen to this one, because I'm telling you what, like, I don't mind. We have this new cleaning company. I'm like, I don't mind paying a premium, dude. It's not about the money. It's the job has to get done. You're just like the first person to actually call us back and actually seems like you're genuinely interested and care about solving my problems,
Yeah. And, like, just like you said, when the cleaning person said, is this fair? Or they said something along those lines, this is fair price or whatever. You or I or whoever who's getting that price, we're not in the cleaning industry. If we were, you'd be cleaning your own house, type of thing. So we don't know what their cost is, their overheads, all the stuff they're bringing with them to clean and all that, and how much they actually are making. People, they'll see a price from us and they'll see, just say it's $2,000 for a job. And, I wish I was making $2,000 on a landscaping job, even if it's a half a day or even a full day.
Sure.
But no, it's you got rock, you got plants, you got landscape fabric, you have employees to pay, that you're paying out an hourly rate, and you have all those things, and at the end of the day, you don't come away with $2,000, and they look at it as, oh, you were only here for 6 hours. And you're like, yeah, but I installed $800 worth of material that's sitting in your front yard.
Right.
I'm not making that.
Right.
So, and then, I have employees and trucks and insurance and all those things. So, you can't, the question of, is it fair when, somebody says that, I'm just like, I'm not in that industry. You tell me. Like, I don't know what you have.
Right.
I trust you, because I wouldn't want somebody to haggle me on that either.
That is so true. So good. In fact, it's funny that you said that, because Liz and I, the guy left, super nice guy. And when he was like telling us the price, Liz and I, like, as soon as he left, we kind of looked at each other and we went like, how is he making money on that transaction?
Right. I think about that too.
We're like, it's 100 and I think 50. I think the first deep clean is like 145, but then the subsequent recurring visits are like 115 or 120. And I'm like, okay, you got two girls here. They were getting paid 15, 18, 20 bucks an hour each. Right. So he's got, let's say $20 an hour, 2, 4, and then 80. He's got 80 in labor. It takes him 15 minutes to drive here. I'm like, dude, charge us $200 bucks.
Yeah. And all the cleaning supplies that you have to have. And
absolutely. And he's like,
just like,
he's like, is that fair? I'm like, dude, we'll pay you $250. Like, we're falling apart, like we need somebody to clean. Yeah. And, so
new parents over here.
That's, I'm telling you, like, we just need somebody to clean and dust. And it's been 8 weeks since cause the other girl, she actually took a new job, bartending, like for a new restaurant, which is great opportunity for her. But, nobody's dusted or cleaned really in 8 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a true story right there. But dude, she could have told us the guy could have told us 200 or 250. We wouldn't have cared. It's like it's like we need our time back, and somebody's got to do it. So anyway, but you made a great point. Like, I've heard so many people say, like, don't justify, what do they say, like, your price based on the other person's budget. Like, if they can't afford you, it doesn't mean you're a jerk or hoity-toity or you're not humble. It's none of those things. It's just, look, dude, you have real business costs, like, and you want to make money. Like, that's right. Keith Kalfas talks about that all the time. Like, you got to make money. You got to know your worth, So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
for sure.
Well, let me ask you this. I got a kind of a hard stop here. I got to get running here in a quick second, but really quick, like, update. Anything else you want to leave the audience while we got you? Because I really enjoy getting to catch up with you, and you're just such a great example out there of somebody kicking butt, another young lady out there kicking butt as well. And anything you got for us really quick where you can help these guys out?
Yeah, I mean, just like how I started this, I would just say, just stick with it. Keep a good work ethic. If whatever you want to do, or whatever, like, part of the green industry, I guess you could say, you want to get into, I mean, you can. There's so many resources out there between podcasts, YouTube, just Google in general, Instagram Reels, just go after it, because all the resources are there. If you have a question, just get online and find it. Like, I just type it into YouTube or type it into TikTok of all things.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different outlets now, and you're not the first person who has the question that you have.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Just get on there and find out and try it and see if it works for you. And 99% of the time it's going to, because somebody's not going to put it out if, it didn't work for them. So
amen.
Yeah,
amen.
Stick with it.
I love it. Awesome, girl. Well, we super appreciate you and super appreciate the time. And by the way, where can people find you if they want to keep up with you on social media?
So the business page is at Maryland Roots LLC. I actually just started a TikTok as well.
Cool.
That's a new thing for me. So I believe that's Roots LLC as well. I think it's all the same.
Maryland Roots LLC. So, I love it. All right. Well, cool deal. Well, you guys got to give her a follow. She's got a great Instagram page. She is very intentional with it. Really, really good photos. And she's doing a great job. And I love watching the stories. She's got what's the tractor? Is it a Yanmar or a Kubota?
I have a Massey Ferguson little subcompact, and I just picked up another mower over the summer.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we didn't get a chance to nerd out on equipment this time, but we'll be able to catch up maybe in the off season or spring and get you back in the show. Cause sure. I love seeing the trajectory of the business, and you got a lot of great things going on for you. So, congrats on having a great year, and also congrats on the new truck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, just a quick, short and sweet one here today with Cameron. You guys got to give her a follow on Instagram and the TikTok, which is always exciting. And I'm sure a time trap a little bit as well. But you know what? we're all on social media, one way or shape or form. And so it's fun just keeping up with each other. So, all right, guys, we'll button up right here. We'll have all these links in the show notes if you guys want to catch up with Cameron and anything else that we mentioned on the show, the rate adjustment letter as well. But guys, super appreciate you taking the time to listen to this episode of the show. Don't forget to join us back again. We got Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week. We got new episodes for you guys. We've got solo episodes. We've got guest interviews. We've got Friday takeovers. It's been just a blast of behind the scenes around here in the Fullerton household and creating all this content for you guys. And hopefully it helps you guys with your businesses and, having a great attitude and having a great day. So that's what we got for you guys today. Over and out. We will catch up with you here on the next one.
L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2021 is going to be the biggest and best one yet. And we want to see you Saturday, November 13th in Novi, Michigan. Join hundreds of entrepreneurs just like yourself who are looking to crush it in their business and make 2022 the most profitable year ever. This year's speakers are a who's who of the industry. Greg Whitstock, Corey Ballard, Keith Kalfas, Mark Parker, Caleb and Brittany Almond, Paver Pete, Brian and Liz Fullerton, and Jeff Joyner. Entrepreneur Academy Live 2021 is a powerful and inspiring all-day conference designed to help you take your business to the next level. And it's brought to you by Xmark, RedMax, SureTrack Trailers, and Yardbook. If you make it to town Friday, November the 12th, you're invited to hang out, network, and have a blast at the Full Throttle Adrenaline Park, brought to you by Toro's Horizon 360. Come ride endless laps on the high-powered go-karts, play virtual reality games, and win great prizes. Excited about bringing your spouse to the event? Discounted spouse tickets are available. Excited about bringing your whole crew? Group discounts of 4 or more also available. Do whatever you have to do to make it to L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2021 and grab your tickets before they're sold out. Tickets will go fast, so if you'd like to get more information, visit us at l'entrepreneuracademy.com or use the link in the show description and follow along with the hashtag LAL2021.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.